Мова йде про ветеранів, а не про народну політику. Okay, just wanted to stress that it's important to have a support from the United States in Ukrainian development, because Russia is keeping on with the hybrid approach to Ukraine for a long time.
А з боку точки з наших ветеранів, учасників бойових дій, які служили Україні, служать наразі, є поранені чи зазнали інших моральних травмувань, психічних захворювань, усім потрібна увага і повага, в першу чергу.
Of course, we once again would like to stress that all veterans they really need some respect and attention from the population and the government.
І слухаючи одного разу в місті Києві американського ветерана, і як він розповідав свій військовий досвід, він служив в Іраку, він втрачав багатьох своїх побратимів, і коли вже звільнився із служби, був тривалий час в нього PTSD, і замкнений удома, не хотів нікуди виходити, був замкнутий вже досить довгий час і вживав дуже багато алкоголю.
Yeah, I remember the story of American veterans guy, and I had a key from him about his experience of returning back from the war in Afghanistan.
Да.
Iraq, and then there was a time of depression and alcohol with him for a while.
І соціальні служби до нього дзвонили 2-3 рази, 5-й, 10-й. І на 10-й раз він підняв трубку і запитав, що ж ви хочете від мене? А соціальні служби пропонували йому пройти реабілітацію спортом.
He received time to time calls from the social services asking him how they can help him. And after 10 calls, he asked, what do you want from me? They say, we just propose you to try sport rehabilitation.
І завдяки тому дзвінку він отримав друге дихання, нове натхнення і знову бажання жити і допомогти таким же ж іншим побратимам, як він.
And this proposal with a rehabilitation for sport just supported him in the recovery.
В принципі, ми також надихаємося такими історіями, пробуємо теж свої сили, залучаємося в якісь нові рухи, в тренувальні процеси, стаємо сильнішими, переборюємо свій організм і доводимо самому собі, в першу чергу, що ти можеш, і хочемо розповісти іншим товаришам, що ти також це можеш зробити.
We are being encouraged by those stories, and so we are trying to be active and to support our friends with that. Okay.
Дякую за увагу.
You're just future politician.
Треба, well, that's it. Скільки, how many veterans are now in Congress?
Very inspirational.
Треба, політику здати.
Говорить коротко.
Я постараюся це по-українськи сказати. Є тепер 30-та річниця так незалежності. Я мала нагоду робити інтерв'ю з доктором Плохі з Гарварду. Ми мали дуже цікаву розмову. Я його питалася, скільки разів в історії Україна була незалежна і на як довго? Раз це було кілька днів, а раз було на кілька років. Це є чудо, що ви виграли і добилися 30 років незалежності. І ви доказуєте, що ви, власне, є та сильна країна, що з нею треба числитися. А це треба також, ми мусимо змінити менталітет. Oh, okay.
This is so rude.
I'm sorry, okay.
You speak about okay.
I'll start speaking languages you know.
Okay. So I was 30 years independence, as I said previously, a couple of days, a few years. The achievement of 30 years independence is miraculous and due to people like you. And this is something that you need to remind people about. And Mr. Putin needs to understand that Ukraine is independent and is going to stay independent. But there's also psychology that even whether it's in Europe or frankly here in the United States, that a tendency to want to treat Ukraine as some sort of pawn, right, in geopolitics.
So
And-
that raises another
So,
question.
so the whole look, the psychology is Russia, Ukraine, whether it's business or whatever, well, where are they gonna go? If Russia seems strong and Ukraine is here, well, obviously, but Ukraine is strong and getting stronger, and so you are winning that battle, except we have to tell people yet more. So I just, personally, I do wanna thank you for your service. Because since I could mentally remember growing up, I was told I was Russian. There's no such thing as Ukrainian. We, discriminated, and so I celebrate with you, and I'm grateful not just, I'm also grateful because now my children, our children, know that there actually is a Ukrainian stuff, and every time they see something Ukrainian, they get excited even though they don't speak Ukrainian. So you have achieved something, as far as I'm concerned, is miraculous. So there
So
aren't empty words.
I just I wanna go back to the diaspora community here, and
What time do we
particularly
need to leave?
places like Chicago. So I have a question. Why are not the diaspora communities throughout the United States and in Canada not going to their mayors of their cities, to their governors, and having resolutions passed about Ukraine? I see at all your embassy events, there's thousands of these people in diaspora, and I know they're drinking and eating on the embassy's dime, but I don't know what they're actually doing. And so, if I was a member of the diaspora community in Chicago, I'd be putting stories in the Chicago Tribune and the Chicago Sun-Times every day. I'd be asking the mayor of Chicago and the governor of Illinois to pass a resolution supporting the complete independence and sovereignty of Ukraine.
Deborah, that was done before independence.
No, but I'm saying.
But now, you're right, but you're right, no, it should be continuing now.
Nothing is being said while you're at war. And it allows Russia to steal the platform. It allows Russia to tell their story with no one countering it. So I read the Chicago Tribune online every day. I've never seen a single article about this.
I think that one of the best approaches to Chicago is very special, to organize, you remember my idea just to bring a team of our veterans to Chicago Military Mile, 10 Mile event in May next year, and to make it an event in local.
Right.
To
Raise the
attract
consciousness,
governors
right.
and local
Right, I mean,
congressmen and just to present the case
Look,
about
they
Ukraine.
have little resolutions for some frickin' bird on the lakefront, so they can certainly do this. I mean, there's, and this is what I don't see from the diaspora. I don't see them taking the high ground in the media and out there.
Well,
so
okay, Deborah,
to get more
let me,
stuff.
your point is valid, however, what's happening is that the community gets activated in certain issues, whether it's the Holodomor, it's like, and so it's sporadic. And so, but there hasn't been, you're right, there hasn't been a concerted effort to deal with this issue on a nationwide basis. It has, so it's something that perhaps we
Look,
should.
I'll come right out and say this. I'm Jewish. And so when Jewish people get ticked off, they go form these organizations, and they go to their mayors, and they go to this, and they demand that resolutions get passed, and things happen. It's very powerful. Drives some people in Congress crazy, but I say good. Let them be driven crazy. But that's what I think this community should be doing here, because right now, in the press, as you said, on AP, on Reuters, they call them separatists. They don't call them Russians, and I think that has to change, and that's not going to change unless the community here demands that it change.
That's
So
our
I think
job.
that's part of it.
That's our job. Who else hasn't spoken? Phil?
Мы,
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
ну, Maybe you are in this topic, want to reply.
Can I add about diaspora and their in 2015, Ukrainian government in Ukraine was started UATV TV channel. We worked here together, and this was TV channel like Russia Today that broadcast on Russian, English, Arabian, and Crimean languages, and it was broadcasting around the whole world. And till 2019, we had several patriotic programs on history, on modern army, and other topics of modern Ukrainian life. But I must to say, because it's true, in 2019, when the government was changed after the election, all patriotic programs, all patriotic projects was closed. So after passing some time, new government understood that they need to run some kind of patriotic programs, but time was lost, and this works like a glass of water. You must to put them water, put, and then it will be filled and go out around the world, for example. But just because of this long pause, it's about 5 or more years was lost. So just don't know what is going on now.
Yeah, well, you know, any kind of promotion advocacy, I always call it Chinese, it has to be Chinese water torture. There's no silver bullet,
Correct.
there's not one thing. You have to drop until you break the stone, so it has to be constant, right? So,
Killing with a spoon.
There are
so,
some letters from Canadian diaspora, from Richard Harachuk. They told you do the very good project, Nicholas project. Diaspora see these projects, but today we can't speak with diaspora.
So we went another way and came here by ourselves.
so you're looking for funding, is that what you're saying?
No,
Or-
it's not. We have self-sufficient project.
No, I know, but particularly this program.
Which one?
This is not
Maybe
for,
I did understand.
This is not for funding. This are state business, and we will not talk here. But that program about books, for example, that I said before, this can be some kind like substitute to state programs. We can go by society, not by state, not by government, but by society.
It's always more efficient to go through society, not government.
It's always,
Here is too government.
In Ukraine too.
No, that's.
I know that, especially in our case, government is lack of resources.
Motivation, lack of motivation, lack of resource,
Yes.
lack of knowledge, expertise.
I'm always very honest with our ministers about that. They say, we don't expect anything from you, we respect your job. The only thing we don't create problems and obstacles to us, and please give us free of charge access to infrastructure if you have some for training, things like that. That's it. Civil society is capable to do a lot. And each project like us have to present an example how to do it. And the more cases like us are in the country, the stronger is the civil society. So by our activity, we're trying to encourage others to initiate something small in the every region to continue. And we assisted many small startups on veterans rehabilitation around Ukraine, assisting them with the knowledge, with access, with contacts, sometimes with joint activities. That's it. So I believe strongly in the power of civil society of Ukraine, specifically the country. Ukrainians, they never liked leaders. They never trusted leaders.
Well, but
2015.
we'll do it. Looking at Ukraine's, we've done programs, Road to Independence. We look at Ruch, which was a movement. You know, there was no Lech Walesa, there was no Havel, right? It was a group of people who got together and basically, you know, like I say, there wasn't, like you say, not one leader. There were strong leaders that came together and with a common goal. So you're absolutely, and that's Ukraine's strength.
Yeah.
Because one leader, and unfortunately, we all also look for that one leader. But you know, one leader is here or not. But the society has always been ahead of Ukraine's leadership. Orange Revolution, the leaders were not on the stage. It was the society, right, that was pushing them, right, or ignoring them. 2014, the same thing, right?
Leadership disappeared in one night.
Well, no, but I'm talking
all
about
of them
even.
in Russia, all of them.
No, but I'm even talking about the people that were, you know, leading on the Maidan, right?
Yeah.
And doing the, you know, what, Klitschko going and trying to negotiate whatever, and you know, got booed off. I mean, the society is what's been leading Ukraine,
Yeah.
and you are.
And that's why when we are talking about what should be done, just we have to concentrate efforts on strengthening the society for certain projects, and also with implementation some already existing laws in Ukrainian laws, given the example that you have and experience you have. Well, and you put your own stress on this.
So, you know, and again, this is the beginning of a conversation, and you know, Volodymyr is on our advisory council, and we're, you know, doing programs. Maybe you would like to do a program when you come back from your hike.
You mean next or?
No, this time. When are you when you back from the mountains?
We're back. So our hiking is on Saturday. On Sunday we have a number of social events, and
Right.
then we leave on Sunday night
Ah, okay.
for Istanbul. And this is so we're limited.
But we could do it for. I mean, we could do it when you get back. But I think that's a definite actionable item that we can take without any additional